Hey, what's up? It is Dan McDonald, and today I just want to connect with my longtime viewers. Today I'm going to talk about fresh versus frozen for one of my friends, and also some good healthy snacks for kids. And I just want to take my time and connect. I know that social media is this whole thing where it's like everything is just a meme now, you know? And I'm just still old school. I want to keep that old school. I just like to, it's just me. I'm just like a teacher for people who might be looking for more details. And for me, because I've gone over and over and over the same principles for decades, really, and they still keep helping me. It's literally like the fundamentals of whatever, basketball, but in this case it's more like diet and spirituality. But if it was something else, and I'm also trying to go over the fundamentals of finances and courage to just go on social media and just kind of like play the little game and accept the kind of the organic robot is what I call it, that we're all in the matrix and that very few people are going to understand you. I have a couple of really good friends and they get me and they love me, and that's enough. And then if things are misunderstood on the social media because I put these posts up and you can't explain everything in nuanced detail, and then you're also wanting everyone to know, oh, I'm also willing to 100% just let go of everything. You win the argument, your way is the right way, and I'm fine. So today I'm gonna cut this open. I've got a little photo shoot that I wanna do with this and talk about, number one, fresh versus frozen. I eat frozen food, yes, but maybe like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times a year. Not that often. Am I against it? No, I'm not. I know that people like their frozen blueberries and things like that. And if that's all you can get, that's what I would do too. But I am a fresh food seeker, and I want to emphasize again, like I have for 15 years on social media, and to my family and friends and everywhere I've gone for the last 25 years since I found out about living foods, I'm more thoroughly convinced now it's the life force, it's the living water, it's the electricity, it's the life current. You can't see it with these eyes, but you can see it with this eye. You can see it with your spirit. And you actually can see it with these eyes eventually, and at certain points along the journey when you get really clear, you can see the aura of the fruits. It becomes intuitive. You can begin to understand and look at a papaya from across the store, and you know what shape it's in, you know it's going to be delicious, and you know it's going to be good. And you can see the other papayas across the store, and you can see that they're old or they were picked too early, and you're not attracted to them. So eventually you get the eye. I have the eye. I've always had the eye. And especially over the years, my girlfriends are like, oh my God, you see food everywhere we go. I'm like, wherever you go, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, I find the food there. That's just something that's happened to me for a long time. It started with herbalism in the woods, I don't know, 30 years ago, prior to that even, you know. So today I've got some fruit. So fresh versus frozen. Frozen is okay, but the number one thing that human beings are missing right now is life force. And there's a lot of depression. And so when I make a video, I'm intersecting everything that I've went through on social media today so far, but you know, that's a long conversation. I'd probably leave that out, but I'm okay with the world because I'm okay with this one. Is this one perfect? I mean, yes and no, you know? And the best way to say it is perfectly imperfect, just the way that God made it now. Just like the way, or if you don't like the word God, use the word universe. I mean, here's the thing. People are going to be depressed. If you're trying to change the universe or the expression of God or divinity, and you're going to fight that without really understanding, you know, what is the plan of divinity or the universe, which keeps everything balanced perfectly to keep life going. And so everyone is really depressed. I'm not. I get accused of it by these guys, and they want me to eat like pork or something like that. Like pork is going to help me with the childhood traumas and stuff like that. So again, we're surrounded by people on the internet that simply don't understand. That's why I like the longer videos and the true teachings. It isn't really the diet at all. It's like, what did a person go through in their childhood? What did a person experience in many lifetimes even before? And so what kind of generational curses were you born with? That I'm talking about, these energetic trajectories that pass on and on and on. The addiction, the abuse, the neglect, you know, the violence. And like, are you going to stop that? And so you may see me after 15 years on social media have some ups and downs as I work my way through that stuff. I'm the one, personally, I'm going to give myself some kudos. I don't do it that often, but I have huge balls. I'm going to just say it. Like, this takes a lot of courage, because these little kids on here that are like, oh, Dan McDonald, you need to do what I say. They have nothing. There's no content. They're not sharing anything. They don't get up here every day and get hammered away and misunderstood when you do have a good intention in your heart, you know? And you also want to make money, and you're trying to balance out that whole thing. And it's an art. So it's kind of like, it's my art, it's my income, it's my service. It's a good thing. Imagine if I could convince mothers to feed their kids fruit for snacks or even meals. Now, do I say just eat fruit like some people? Not really. That's never really worked for me. I like the fatty acids. I like the amino acids. I like a variety of different foods to stay balanced in the various seasons of life. So you have to maintain an open-mindedness, an open-heartedness, an open spirit, you know, to the changing of the seasons of your life and your consciousness and the different things that you're going to experience, because fasting is amazing and eating is amazing. Like pigging out, like really grubbing out, you know what I mean? But also fasting. So are you afraid of either one? You need to address that. So you shouldn't be afraid of fasting, and you shouldn't be afraid of feasting, you know? So eventually what we do is we find, you know, just an okayness. And that's what I was saying on my posts on social media, is I'm okay with the world. Okay, my friend, she was crying yesterday. She's from Israel. You know, she was crying, and I was just holding space. And I didn't sit there and try to tell her any answers or what's wrong with the world or all these warmongers. I get it. But for you to personally take on the weight of the universe, good luck. You have to give that over to God. You know, you have to give that over to Providence. And your greatest gift in transforming the world is transforming yourself, or better yet, allowing yourself to be transformed by letting go of control and letting go of judgment on yourself and others, and learning how to just be. Anyways, that's my spiritual rant for the day. That matters more to me than anything. These are the treasures of my absolute heart. And I get up here and I hesitate to share those things that are worth more than all the money in the world. There's no amount of money you could pay me to trade in my soul connection to the divine, because that is life itself, and it's the real treasure. So therefore, kids, snacks, real food, fruit. That's where you start with the kids. You can't go wrong with fruit. Grapes, bananas, apples, oranges, watermelons, papayas, pineapples. Fresh versus frozen. I would say, for me, as who I am, what I like to teach, and what I like to do for myself, I will always take the fresh food. The fresher the food, the better your mood, because the higher the vibe. You see what I'm saying? The higher the conductivity, the more light. So if you can let go of the whole weight of the world and trying to control everything and being miserable because things aren't going your way, they're going the way that they're supposed to go according to some kind of divine plan that your mind will never understand. And I know I'm mixing it up here, but there's been a lot on my mind after the social media stuff today. So this is a watermelon, and I'm gonna do a photo shoot. And I got that right down the middle, baby. Hopefully. I kind of messed that up, but that's all right. That's not a very good photo op. I screwed it up, but there's that. I'm gonna make juice. So that sucks that I kind of screwed that up, and I don't know how I'm, because I wanted to do a nice photo, but I got into the video and I didn't think about how I wanted to do it. I should have done it differently. But anyways, let's see if we can try this. And if I screw it all up, who cares? My friend's gonna get some great juice and I won't get my photo shot, you know? So there's the pineapple. So pineapple, and then the other thing too is like people are talking about, you know, the economics of the. It's hot. I had the shirt on for another video outside. Whew. That sort of worked out, but not exactly as I had hoped. This one's a little floppy, but hey, we got a winner here for a photo. But these pineapples, you know, they're like. Pineapples, 30 bucks, no way. Now, first of all, I will pay any amount of money for any amount of food, but I don't go out drinking. I don't have any hookers. I don't snort any cocaine, alcohol, pizza. I don't go out to movies. So I don't spend my money on anything except the greatest fuel. And I always fill my tank, even in this economy, with premium unleaded. It's just kind of a mental state. This is premium. I use premium fuel for my body, and I use premium fuel for my vehicles as well. And it works out well. When you do what you do, the universe will support you in that. But if you're like, oh, it's so, what's that word? Pricey. Never, ever say that word again. You will ruin your life. I can't afford it. Never say that to the universe. Scratch, clear, cancel, delete that I even just brought that up. I am abundant is the only thing you should ever say. Oh, that word pricey. Ooh, you're going to be broke the rest of your life. Word. Because it's value. Do you value it? If someone values the $30 pineapple like me, I know. Now listen, the prices have gone up. We can't talk about Bidenomics and communism and the New World Order globalists, but if you want to go that way, we can. I'll just move to Uruguay and I'll be fine, but the rest of you will be paying $50 for a pineapple and $12 for a roll of toilet paper. So please, for the love of God, vote for freedom and not the tyrannical underlords that want to take communism. They love communism because they get to control you. They get to price control. They get to control your movements. They get to control your diet. They get to control everything you do. That's what they want. That's what they want to do. That's why the pineapples that were used to be $15 are now $30, because it's gas, it's fertilizer, it's prices of houses and everything has gone up. So they need to charge more. So we need to keep on moving forward. So $30 for a pineapple, that's what on one of the videos. And that pineapple that was 30 bucks is 100% worth it. And I would pay it. And I have, and I do. This one was 15. I saw this and I was like, this is what I'm talking about. This is the ecstasy. You know what I'm saying? The next level. I'm just gonna juice that, make a pina colada. I don't know if I'm gonna get a good photo shoot out of that. Maybe I will or not. But look at that. You see the enzymes here? Concentrated that go down into the plant here, the stalk. I'll show you what I'm talking about right here, down the center. That's the enzymes, dude. That's the bromelain. Battery low. What you talking about, Willis? This thing's plugged in, son. Uh-oh, I don't know what's going on here with my charger. Sorry, everyone on YouTube. This is DTM. I'm a real person. So I don't know what's going on with my plug-in. Try this one. Well, if the Instagram shuts off, I apologize for that before the video's over. I'll try to wrap it up though. But thanks everyone. Fresh versus frozen, always choose fresh. cooked, frozen, and rotten foods, you know, are cooked, frozen, and rotten foods. You know what I'm saying? So fresh, alive. It's a really, really, really good thing to understand that and do the absolute best that you can with that. I understand. I've talked to a million people. I talk to consults every day. I get it. The world is an interesting place to be. And not everyone can find this or afford 15 bucks for a pineapple. I can, because it's my absolute #1 priority. You know what I'm saying? And then I use it also as content. So it's part of my business, and it's a prop. And it's also gonna be the best juice ever. You know, a pina colada with coconut water and pineapple. And I'm gonna try to get a photo shoot. So fresh food, better mood. You know, don't take the weight of the world on your shoulders. You know, the people didn't really fully understand. They're like, you're bypassing reality. And I'm like, no, reality is prior to your thoughts. Let me explain one thing. Okay, there is the light of the absolute, call it whatever you want. The source, God, the infinite, Brahman, anything, Jehovah, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. It's unexplainable. The primordial being, the primordial aspect, you know, that which is prior to your mind. So your mind and your concepts and your beliefs and your perceptions are basically the film. So the light of awareness, the field, then awareness, then consciousness, then all the concepts, perceptions, beliefs. That's the film that then that inner light, or lightless light really, but it manifests as light, which then goes through your brain, nervous system, and out into your eyes, but not before it has been projected onto that film of your perceptions, of your viewpoints, of your opinions. If you can understand that that's all those are and how limited they are, useful at times, but also they become a limitation to get to the next level where you become free. You see, where you really become free. And you don't have to cling to those things, and you don't have to have the weight of the world on your shoulders. Let go, my friends. I am trying to do good. I'm trying to help. I'm only at the level that I'm at, you know, but it's a pretty good level, you know, because things are better now than they were because of the things that I've done, which is like diet stuff, spiritual stuff, consciousness stuff. And I just keep letting go and letting God and lightening the load. And then there's less depression. There hasn't been any depression, maybe a little bit of depression, just because you're just human. And some days are better than others, but not like where I was when, and there's a reason for that too. And there's this guy kind of giving me a hard time. You need to eat some meat or something. And that he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand trauma. He doesn't understand, you know, aluminum and mercury and all the challenges that a person goes through. And to think that just one food group or another is going to instantly change your whole understanding of the great gift that God gave you, which is the difficulties, because I wouldn't change it. I could have had a bougie, shishi life in another way. I could be driving cars and having meaningless sex with girls with big boobs, you know. I'm actually more of an ass man, but basically I'm glad that I've had a challenging experience because it's guided me to a really cool point. I'm just so grateful, you know. I'm blessed by Paradigm. I'm blessed by the social media. Not everyone's going to like me or understand it. They're going to think I'm crazy. That's fine. I'm just what I am, and you are what you are. And I hope, because I've had to accept this thing. It's like, okay, if someone says he's crazy, I mean, what am I going to do? Argue? It's like I'm not exactly Joe Blow from the Midwest working at a gas station, okay? I'm unique. You're unique. And the more we embrace it, the weirder we become. But if you don't embrace it, you'll be killing yourself for everyone around you with all their expectations. And I say, screw that, man. I'm not dying because of your limitations, and I'm not going to die because of these limitations that got put in here. I'm going to go up to the direct source and understand the limitations of the mind and how the light projects onto the film of these conscious programs that then creates the hologram that you see. And you can't get mad at me because I don't see your hologram, because I leave it up to the universe. I call it the universe today. But most of the time I call it God, but that's my little word for it. It's the easy way. And I'm cool with it. I'm not going to go out there and try to fix the world. I'm going to focus on what I'm doing, and I'm going to do it the best that I can. And then I have to leave all the rest to Providence. Can you dig it? I'm trying to, I know it sounds like I'm like mad as hell or whatever, but these videos, you know, it's just a thing. It's an art. And you talk loud and you talk fast because you're trying to get a lot of information, and you're trying to make it, it's also, the people like the energy. Like this guy, he's alive, you know, and he's not, hi everyone, today we're going to talk about the difference between frozen pineapples and fresh pineapples. The frozen pineapples have more nutrition. I mean, dude, whatever, like, right? Don't you glad that it's like not stupid? I mean, yes, you might not agree with me. You're like, oh, that fruit's too much sugar. This Dan McDonald guy's nuts, but you're still here. You know what I mean? Not just on this video, but all these dudes, they're still following me. All these ladies, like, I don't agree with you, but you're still watching me because I'm interesting, and then I get the Google AdSense. So thank you for the penny. And thank you for being here, because other people are digging it, and it's just a flow, and it's really cool, and I'm super grateful. And I hope I said something today that was cool or useful or something. That's all I'm trying to do, is all of it. Like, make money, do my art, because this is an art. I had to accept that. I like it. I like the food. I like people, but I love the truth. And I'm not saying like the raw food truth or the truth of meditation or the truth of semen retention. I'm talking about the absolute, like the glory that goes beyond our ability to comprehend, where the mind doesn't work anymore. It's limited. I'm talking about what I call God, but it's just so far beyond. It's not a dude up in the sky who's pissed off because you want to have sex with the lady down the street. No, I'm talking about just the field of life that makes that thought even possible, you know? I'm not talking about a judgmental God. I'm talking about like a peace that I can feel. I know it's there. I can taste it. But I'm the one who has to get this thing. And I'm the worst meditator, concentrator in the world, because they jacked me up with all the aluminum. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it. But I keep trying. I'm not going to give up on how to focus and concentrate on the self, the source, the primordial essence, the I am, and all that other spiritual sounding mumbo jumbo to some of you, you know, and there's no words. The words don't work. They just don't. And then we argue online, and they don't understand. You're trying to help people to have some peace and have some health. You know, you're like, I don't believe in your way. Well, how's your health? Well, it's terrible, but it's too much sugar. It's like, well, try it out. Clean out your colon. See what happens. You know, take the cleanse for 3 weeks and get a colonic each week and eat some fruit and tell me what happens. Yes, the fruit is so cleansing that it stirs everything up. You have to clean yourself out. What's funny is if you want to succeed at this, you have to clean yourself out. So that's why you have to do some fasting and stuff, you know? Anyways, I had a great time ranting and riffing. I'm just trying to, really my intention is to just keep my little Google AdSense flowing here. That's like, I know everyone thinks I'm crazy, but that's okay, man. As long as I get my Google AdSense, we are cool. You know what I'm saying? Now, can you see, I mean, are you gonna go wrong with this? Are you gonna go wrong with that? High enzyme food, right there. High enzyme food, bam. Now the watermelons, maybe not so much the seeds, avocados, bananas, ripening foods that are ripening from the enzymes from within, okay? So living foods, fresh food is better than frozen food and better than cooked food. Is frozen food wrong? Is cooked food wrong? You can do that if you want, but I don't carry such a belief. I just focus on what I like, what's optimal. I really look at this. I mean, this is paradise. This is heaven. This is the best goddamn watermelon I've ever had in my life. I had one the other day. Absolute next level. Best watermelon I ever had in my life. Look at this papaya. This is the best papaya I've ever seen in my life. Perfection. Not one of them skinny ass little punks, but the fat boys. And look at this. Absolute, utter perfection. Can you dig it? So I hope everyone is happy. I hope you learned something. Dude, I get it, man. I understand. It's impossible to connect with these little tiny memes and these little tiny posts for people to understand. It's all just this scrolling thing and everyone wants to fight. I don't want to fight. I'm doing the best I can with what God gave me, or the best I can with what life gave me, or the best I can with what the universe gave me. I'm trying to honor the source energy. There's life there. Whatever you do, do it well. You know? And try not to judge other people just because they're doing something different than you would. I mean, the whole place is one big eclectic soup of diversity. True diversity, not the fake, forced diversity, mitigating the meritocracy where it's like, oh, this person is like capable. And then they say, well, this person is marginalized. So put them into the airplane and let them fly the airplane. Do they know how to fly? No, it's, diversity, equity. No, not that kind of crazy stuff. But I like the meritocracy. Work hard and succeed. Or be lazy and get handed handouts by the government. Come on, man. I don't want that. That's why I work every day. I like to work. I like this. It's an art. It's a job. And just like everyone else with their art and their job and their service, you have some good days, you have some bad days. It's a journey, but you got to get up. And you can't let oh, they don't like me, or this person doesn't agree with me. You can't let that stop you from doing what needs to be done. I'm talking to myself now. Get up here, be courageous. Like I said, 15 years, I'm giving myself credit. I've never really thought that until I said I have huge balls to get up here. It takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable, because people are like, Dan, 13 years ago, you got sick and in the hospital. It's like, that's vulnerable. I shared my vulnerability, and 13 or 12 or 11 years ago, maybe it was 11 years ago, I went to the hospital because I got food poisoning. And I got people on social media that literally remember that and bring it up and say, your diet doesn't work. You got food poisoning at Woodstock Fruit Festival and ended up in the hospital. They didn't understand when I was trying to explain that when I had the anxious attachment style and I was going through a breakup, if anyone has an anxious attachment style, your immune system is screwed when your person is off with someone else, period. And that's really what was happening, because everybody else got better after 2 or 3 days after the food poisoning. But I didn't, because I don't like those goddamn festivals, and I used to go anyway out of obligation. I never went since. I don't want to be around all that. This is like sacred. Your life energy is sacred, So anyhow, it takes a lot, man. And I'm not going to give up my art just because a lot of people don't understand. I don't even need to understand. I just need to take what's given to me every day and make the most of it. And that's what I'm doing now more than ever. And I am fulfilled and I'm grateful. And I hope that everyone can dig it. Thank you for watching this video. Do the thing with the thumbs up and the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. And, eat healthy, take care of yourself. Let the weight of the world go. You're not going to fix the world. It's not broken. God bless you. Aloha.